But what's the big point of the Second Amendment? That's right, self-defense. But having a defensive countermeasure only goes so far, right? And I think if we're focused on the right of a defensive countermeasure, we should also focus on the right to create a society where you don't need to use your defensive countermeasures because you're not being attacked and you're not in fear of your life all the time, right? That would be another good goal for society, right? Yeah. First, give people the tools to defend themselves, and then create a societal infrastructure that makes people act in a way where they're not harming each other, so you don't need to have a defensive countermeasure. Because again, a defensive countermeasure is not a guarantee. How many home invasions have there been where someone died and they're the victim, they're not the perpetrator, even though they might have had a gun? It doesn't guarantee you to come out on head, especially when the other guy also has a gun. Gun divided by gun equals gun, and you can't beat gun if you have gun, and if gun beat gun, then his gun beat your gun. You see the kind of issue there? Like, yes, you should have a gun, you should be safe, you should have protective countermeasures. That's the whole point of why we lower the EpiPen prices, so people can have defensive countermeasures within reason. But the problem is, we also need to make it safe so you don't need to use your defensive countermeasures all the time. And you don't need to be in danger all the time, right? That's why we do have peanut-free zones. We do have signages, It's not guaranteed, right? Like, even when, oh no, you have an allergic reaction, you puff your epinephrine thing in, what does it say? You should go to the emergency room and double check. Because sometimes that's not enough. And I guarantee you, there's plenty of times people who have had epinephrine, EpiPens, have potentially died. Not as many, but some might have, even though they've had it. Because it's a defensive countermeasure. It's not a guarantee to save your life. For the most part, I think. I'm not too sure. I would lean on in the side of, EpiPen saving your life more so relatively than guns. But that's just me here. Like, I'm all for the Second Amendment. I'm not against that. I'm just saying we should also do things to mitigate the need to defend ourselves. Otherwise, why do we have police and anti-terrorism task forces or anything? Why do we have the military? You can defend yourself, Why do we need to mitigate foreign harm? You can do that yourself. It's interesting.